cars, trucks, ships, airplanes, and trains, and other vehicles that uses gasoline and whatnot fuel, which still contributes gas emissions. In many parts of the world, cities and regions have heavily rely on vehicles powered by these fuels for daily activities like vacations for family, friends, commuting, and the movement of goods in all over the country. Every time we drive a car or take a flight, we're emitting CO2 or carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, which contributes to climate change. The more vehicles there are on the road or planes in the sky, the higher the level of emissions. Even the smallest insignificant vehicles can still contribute gas emissions in our atmosphere, though not as much as other vehicles like planes and trucks. In densely populated areas where traffic congestion is common, emissions can be especially high. Beyond just cars, industries like shipping and aviation also rely heavily on fossil fuels, further amplifying the problem. Next one, please.
Now, let's discuss how climate change is already affecting the Philippines. Climate change causes stronger and more frequent typhoons as well as rising sea levels due to the melting of ice caps and warming seawater. The first factors that affect climate change was stronger typhoons and rising sea levels. Ang mas mainit na temperatura ng karagatan ay nagbibigay ng mas maraming energy sa mga bagyo kaya't nagiging mas malakas at mapanira ang mga ito. Ang pagtaas ng level ay direktang epektado ng pagtunaw ng yelo at paglawak ng tubig dagat habang umiinit ito. Ang mga coastal communities sa Pilipinas ay sobrang vulnerable sa pagbaha, pagguho ng lupa, at storm surge. Halimbawa, ang bagyong Yolanda noong 2013 ay sumira ng maraming bayan, nagdulot ng libo-libong pagkamatay, at nag-iwan ng milyong-milyong pamilyang nawalan ng tirahan. So, sa madaling sabi, state sa presentation. So, next naman is decline in agriculture productivity. Climate change also impacts agriculture productivity, leading to lower crops yields, livestock loss, and rising food prices. Ang farmers sa Pilipinas ng hindi regular na pag-ulan at extreme weather events, halimbawa sa panahon ng tag-ulan. Ang pagbaha ay nakakapekto sa produksyon ng palay, habang ang matagal na pagtagtuyot ay sumisira sa mga pananim tulad ng mais at gulay. Ang mga pagbabagong ito ay nakakagulo sa food supply chain, nagiging sanhi ng kakulungan sa pagkain at mas mataas na presyo. Ang huli naman at ang pangatlo ay health risk. Next slide please. Health risk. Climate change poses various health risks, including the spread of disease and heat-related illness. Ang mas mainit na temperatura ay tumataas na, na polusyon ay maaaring palala ng sakit tulad ng hika. Bukod dito, ang mga sakit tulad ng dengue at malaria ay mas mabilis din kumakalat dahil sa mainit na klima. Kaya tumataas ang outbreak nito. Ang heat waves ay nagdudulot ng dehydration, heat stroke at iba pang health issues. Lalo na ang mga vulnerable populasyon tulad ng bata at matanda. Next presenter.
Mhm. Uh, Next, let's talk about just how severely climate change is affecting the Philippines. Next slide. The Philippines is one of the most vulnerable countries to the impacts of climate change due to its geographical location and exposure to various climate hazards. The Philippines is located in the Pacific Ocean, an area highly prone to typhoons. On average, around 20 typhoons enter the PAR or Philippine Area Responsibility each year, with 5 to 7 of them causing significant damage. So, this 2024 is 16 typhoons na yung tumama sa Philippines. And yung pinaka-last is yung Bagyong Pipito, or also known as Mai. Mai ba yan? Sa ibang bansa yan, din yung tawag nila. And coastal areas like Tacloban and island communities such as Siargao are constantly threatened by flooding and erosion. The economic impacts of these disasters are huge. For instance, Typhoon Odette, also known as Rai, in 2021 caused 51 billion in damages. Beyond financial loss, climate change displaces families, destroys livelihoods, and makes recovery more difficult. Next slide, please. Uh, the Philippines faces serious problems with the environmental because of climate change, as seen in dried soil and heavy floods. Long dry seasons cause droughts that harm crops, reduce water supply, and make life harder for farmers. At the same time, strong typhoons and poor drainage systems lead to floods that damage homes and communities. These problems showed the need to take action to fight climate change and protect our people. And next presenter, please.
And finally, let's discuss some possible solutions to minimize the impact of climate change and how we can help. There are three solutions to minimize climate change, and these are number one. Let's first start with number one. Transition to renewable energy. Renewable energy refers to the energy sources that are naturally replenishing, such as solar, wind, and water energy. These sources are sustainable and do not release harmful greenhouse gases. Ibig sabihin nito is that shifting to renewable energy can significantly reduce our reliance on fossil fuels, which can be pwedeng palitan ng solar panels, wind turbines, and hydropower. This can generate clean energy which will not only reduce carbon emissions but also provides a sustainable power to remote areas. This is one of the most effective ways to combat climate change. Next slide, please. Next is reforestation and urban greening. Reforestation involves planting trees to restore deforested areas, while urban greening focuses on adding green spaces in the cities like parks and gardens. This means that trees can absorb carbon dioxide, and having more trees in the city can help reduce air pollution and cool urban environments. Nationwide, reforestation efforts such as the National Greening Program aim to restore millions of hectares of forest, while urban greening activities help reduce the urban heat island effects in cities. And lastly, number three, next slide. Strengthening disaster preparedness and climate education. Disaster preparedness refers to creating systems and strategies to respond to natural disasters, while climate education involves raising awareness about the impacts of climate change and how people can adapt. This means that teaching communities about climate change and how to adapt is essential in minimizing its effects. This includes preparing for disasters, improving early warning systems, building building flood resistant infrastructure. Climate education helps encourage sustainable practices such as recycling, conserving energy, and supporting eco-friendly policies. And next.
So, in conclusion, climate change is not only an environmental problem but also a social and economic one. It affects everyone, and the solution requires global cooperation. That's all. Thank you.